Feels like it's been a while since I've streamed, even though I know I did it last Wednesday, but here we are. Welcome, my Legionaries, to This is Legion, and today we are working on this bad boy here. Let me make sure I've got the right map up. Yeah, I do have the right map up. This is the Age of Antiquity map. Check out the description below. And today, I think we are going to work for an hour or two, an hour and a half, on the forum. Definitely on the forum. And I might warm up, get those juices going on this area here. See if we can finish the rich district. But I don't want to get distracted on that. I really do want to put some love into the forum area. But let's get ourselves going here. Let's make sure we've got all of our right sizes, etc. And we'll see how this will shape out. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Like, I think if we can finish this area here, we will be in good shape. So let's do it. Let's get ourselves going. Oh, and we will need this over here. I have it on a different monitor. There we go. Let's do this. Now, rich area means well put together buildings, not too much completely freestyle, and I probably should give this. That's a nice little backyard area. A little bit of roof detail, perhaps. How do I want to do this? Like, I'm kind of tempted to put like a little crossroads here coming through, because that's just got a one main road, two maybe, but both from the direction. One from near the wall. I think I want to actually erase that right there. Hey, Pexy boy. How did your Memorial Day weekend go, Pex? Did you actually get any time off yourself for that one? Or were you hard at work, BAU? I think we'll do another little garden area right here. And then right next to that, I think we will do a villa. Not entirely symmetrical, that's okay. I wanted a little bit of asymmetricality to it. Hey, Nathan! Good to have you here. Good to have you here. This is what we're working on tonight. The Age of Antiquity. I'm warming up in the rich district, and then I'm going to head on over to the forum. That's going to be my main focus tonight. It's getting that forum done. What area was I working on this one? Spend about half an hour in the rich district, I think, and then an hour on the forum, maybe 45 minutes, 45 minutes. That is my plan, sir. And it's good to have you here. How do I want to do this? Let's do this. These are all sort of filler buildings that I'm doing right now. You know, I think I might put a little park here. It might look good. My plan, by the way, Nathan, is to have the ink work done on this. Let's do this. Yeah, but to have the ink work done on this one this month, June, and then coloring next month. There we go, something like this. Maybe a little statue in there. Something like that. That's a pretty wide gap. That is a wide gap. What am I going to do with that? Well, we will find out in a moment. Pecs worked yesterday. We got a lot of work done. That's fantastic. That is good. I wasn't planning on working yesterday. I ended up doing like a complete side thing though, where Jack and I spent the day prepping for permanent game room. So there was a lot of moving furniture, and I am now officially aching all over. But once it's done, I will absolutely take a little video. But I want to get the gaming table in first. Yeah, go on then. Let's get some gardens going. I think I will continue this road up and probably bend it this direction and end at some kind of little park. I think that's the plan. Let's get a courtyard or something here. This is probably about the print size, by the way, so occasionally I like to zoom out, just make sure the composition looks pretty good and the lines are holding up. We have not picked out a rug yet. We have not. Part of what we want to do is get the gaming table in. And so here's our train of thought. Gaming table, chairs around it, obviously with people in chairs. The rug can either be interior to where people are sitting, you know, so if you've got like the gaming table here, and you've got these chairs like this, drawing by Alyssa Faden, don't be copying this, folks. But if you've got something like this, then as a rug, you've got a couple of different options, right? The rug could actually be the size of the table, or even a little smaller, as long as the table has got like, you know, a sense of sort of trestle type system, which our table will be. Or the rug has got to be outside of everyone, like so. And we're leaning towards that latter option, so the chairs are actually on the rug itself. What I don't want is this type of thing where it's in between, and you know, your chair, why am I drawing this? I don't know, but your chair would end up like this, right? And part of it is on and part of it is off. I don't want that. So it's either all in or all out, and we're leaning towards all out, like this bigger option right here. But if we do that, then we need, like, our table itself is going to be like 5 feet across that direction. 5 feet, yeah. And like 8 feet across that way. If we add at least 2 feet per player, that means that we're about, 9 to 10 feet on this side. And it means that we probably need about 12 feet that side at least. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And we're thinking about maybe getting 2 or 4 rugs or something like that and putting them next to each other. But we didn't want to pull the trigger until maybe we got the table in and got the chairs and actually measured it exactly out what we're after. But that's kind of where we're netting out. Pecs, exactly. Exactly. I think that's the way to do it. I think that is the way to do it. But you can't, either way, you can't do in between, right? It's either under the table or behind the chair, but not halfway through. And honestly, I'm a little bit hazy on how much depth someone needs, but I'm guessing that it's at least 2 feet. I'm thinking we may end up with, more like, well, honestly, Jack was measuring it out as 16 feet long at one point. But we also really would like it to have a gaming theme, right? Even if it's just not too over the top though. Not too over the top. I don't want this kaleidoscope of D20s on there. I want it a little bit more subtle, but it's kind of something going on, like a dragon or an outside motif of, gaming symbols or dice or whatever. I saw one that had ranger classes like around the outside. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I have not seen the perfect one yet. Most are cap out at about 7 or 8 feet. Hence saying, well, can we just turn them on to the side and like do several next to each other? And I don't know if that's going to work out or not. That's kind of where our thoughts are. And part of me is pretty convinced that if I pull the trigger too soon and buy this thing like ahead of getting the table and ahead of getting the chairs, there's something's going to be off. And can you imagine getting like this 12-foot long rug and then finding that the chairs hang off it by 6 inches either side or something ridiculous like that, or 3 inches? You're like, ooh, that close. So it's more than an area rug at that point. It's basically the size of the bloody room. Hey, Brian. And Pex, you're 100% right. No, you're 100% right. And that's kind of one reason why I kind of want to get the table in, get the chairs in, actually have people sit around the table and see how much room people are taking up. Like literally measure it in use. Then get the rug. In the meantime, I'll just do without, the rug. We got a small rug, it would be under the table. The chairs will just be on the hardwood floor. We'll get some of those little foam bits, the felt things underneath, just for now. But like buying a big huge rug and getting it wrong, that would suck. How do I want to do this? I don't know. How have you been, Brian? And are you... did you say you were going to North Texas, Brian, or not? Set save, zoom out a little bit, see how we're tracking. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. You know what, Pex? I think that's exactly what we're going to do now you've suggested it. It'll be a fun video, though, when I do get all of the rooms sort of squared away. Yeah, you know, I think what we're going to do is something like this. The table is still also TBD. We've got a couple of options. We've got 2 or 3 options on the table right now, and I'm just waiting for a quote off one guy. Ended up being like a custom build thing, like taking almost the features that we wanted off gaming tables out there today, and combining them, ignoring things that we don't care about. If we can make that work, then that's the way I'm gonna go. But it's a big if at this point. I was gonna do a park, wasn't I? I'll do it around the corner. Brian, congratulations on getting the rest of the week off. Much needed, I am sure. Say hello to everyone there for me. Let's come this way. Are you working the booth again, Brian? Or are you going as a regular attendee? Let's continue this theme just for a moment. Something like that. Alright, let's fill in that last little area, then we'll off to the forum. Is actually going to get some gaming on this weekend. Not just standing around a booth. That's fantastic. You know, that's pretty damn awesome of you, Brian, helping the guys out like that. Okay, so let's do this. Maybe a little water feature. Ice cream stand or something right there. That little spot of green in amongst all of this will look pretty damn cool. We are going to do something with this plaza. I'm thinking about like kind of a big water feature dead in the center, but we'll come back to that. Big water feature, big statue in the center. Fountains. Okay. what I'm doing is I'm just lining up that right about there, so we can get something reasonably straight. Nice. Okay. And I'm gonna temporarily draw this on a different layer, and I think I might, for this purpose, use the symmetry tool. And what do I want to do with this? Yeah, maybe dual axis. Let's do dual axis. That's close enough, because I've got this done on a different layer. I can move this around a little bit, but something like that, I think. Okay, so what do I want to draw in here? What do I want to draw? I need a little sort of forum area, a little stage. I'll do that in the center. I want to get some tents, etc. done there. I'm not going to do that in the symmetry tool though. But I want some water stone features around the outside edge. So let's do that. Let's do water features first. Oh, and I'm actually going to make my bush a little smaller. Because I want the lines on these water features and things like that to be lighter than the surrounding buildings. Let's see how this looks. Things won't be perfectly symmetrical yet, but I can move items around. These will be pools. Actually, that's looking not too shabby. Hey, Miss J, holy scobolies, good to see you. How is life in the Great Outback? And while we're here, young lady, this is what we've been working on. This is where we're at. Making pretty good progress. Plan is to have ink work done this month, colouring next month. Okay, so we've got pools done. What else do I want in my head? What else do I want in my head? A couple of small temples or something in the inner area, surrounded by tents. Rostrum in the center. I'm thinking rostrum in the center. Fairly clear on the outside edge. Some trees, etc. Yeah, it needs a rostrum. Let's do the rostrum. What else do maybe let's turn off the symmetry tool. So what if I did something like, if all of that is flagstone in the interior, flagstone in the interior. So what if we did something like this? Where's my road? There it is. And come out to there like that. Right, taking shape. You know what this is like, Miss J, at this point. You just gotta mindlessly almost turn the mind off and just draw, you know? It's just all about filling space. I think I have most of my POIs in place. I do have to touch up the aqueducts a little bit, but now it's just get buildings down in this city. This is the forum that I'm drawing right now, and I modeled it off actually the Rome forum, like approximately for size. So it's surrounded by temples and government buildings, and I asked the client what they wanted on the interior, gave them some options. And they've gone for a combination of almost semi-park, I was going to say mercantile buildings, but more, tense farmers market, marketplace. But they needed a rostrum in the center. So that's the main thing I've got in the center there. And now I'm kind of doing little parks, and we'll do some tents and things like that surrounding. Mr. Rodney Ford. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, okay. Let's do some little detailing here. This is all not gonna be symmetrical now. So we'll do something like that. Ooh. Yeah. Get some statues. Need statues in here. By the gods. Let's think about it a little bit. Rodney, honestly, man, that's the best type of person to be hanging out in the stream. You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, we'll just being artistic together. I want to see pictures of that red dragon when you're done with it. I haven't painted in such a long time. The story behind that is I saved my Friday evenings for painting. That was my thing. I'll do anything else during the week, I'll have any other schedule, but Friday evenings is my painting day. But slowly but surely, my Patreon Hangouts has moved to Fridays. Mapping Rome has moved to Fridays. There's a future show coming up with Anna Maya that will be on Fridays. And so like my Friday evenings are now kind of become about mapping too. And I haven't got round to shifting my painting day. So it just hasn't happened. But I need to make like Saturday mornings or something painting. You know, just Saturday morning, I paint. And I just haven't shifted my mindset to keep up with it. It's easier for me to shift things around on the calendar than it is for me to actually do it. Miss J, nice. Nice. Look forward to seeing that. Alright, what else do I want to do with this? Oh, you know what I want to do. Right down the center. Right down the center here. And I'm going to flag all of this area behind. But I think we'll have some statues. And we'll draw some trees. Yeah, okay, so I'll get some tents in here. But let's, do I want to do 2 more statues? Do I want to do 4 more statues? I kind of do. Going off to the Colosseum. Kinda, sorta do. So people come in from the gate. I'm trying to think about parades, you know? Like in Rome, when they would do the triumphs parades. So I could see someone coming down the main road here and into the main forum. And I don't want to fill it too much because I want them to be able to sort of do their thing and then sort of pivoting around, coming down here, thronged by people. Likewise, from the Colosseum, we've got a main gate coming in around the Colosseum. From the even from this area, down this big road. Down this big road, doop into there. I don't want to crowd it too much. We'll get some temporary tents and shit like that on the outsides, but I want them to have room for their triumph, you know. Rodney, I will check that out. I don't like to open up Discord on the stream just in case I share something that I shouldn't be sharing publicly, but I will definitely check that out. Thank you for sharing. All right, let's do a couple of other statues. Let's do it. In fact, let's do 1 statue. And then let's copy this guy. Ah ha ha, come on, no, what are you doing? There we go. Is this how I want to do it? No, it's not actually. It's not. You gotta go, Sonny Jim. close enough. Okay, tents. Let's hit save and let's get some tents in here. In fact, oh, we've got some steps coming up, but let's just get a couple of minor ones in there. I'm wondering about additional sort of vegetation, so to speak, park. And I'm not sure if I want to add too many trees. I feel like it might be dragged, but I want to put a few in there. But make it sculpted, you know what I'm saying? Red and gold. Oh, you've just taken a look at the dragon. Oh, shoot. Now I want to see it. Right, coming through. I'm on my chariot. I got my face painted red. Yeah, a couple of trees to one side will be okay. Sucks to be you if you're standing behind a tree when the parade's coming through. I don't think the Roman Forum had any trees in it, but probably had a couple of things going on, right? Could have been all concrete flags. Right, tents now. Now, actually, here, I do need to make sure that our surrounding buildings actually have adequate access, right? Something like this. We're gonna flag all the way around here. So that's gonna be flag, 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 flag. That will be green. So something like that here. So do I want to flag this right towards the trees? No. No, we'll just have it coming in from the side. This, though, this will be flagged right there, cutting a path. And we're gonna do the same deal. Like, kind of do this type of deal, and then So all of that will be green. This will be flagged. I think this one is a little bit asymmetrical, but I think that's okay. Something like this. That's shaping up. That looks nice, actually. Ground surface texture, Miss J. Excuse me. Using the flagstone fill or pattern brush that you gave me. Which is, to this day, one of my favourite brushes. If not, perhaps, my favourite. Okay, this is looking pretty damn tight. I am actually okay with this. I don't need to move anything. I did all of this on a separate layer, thinking I would want to move things around, but I'm just going to merge them. I am very happy with that. Now, the client did want some tents on this thing. They did want a little bit of a marketplace going, but I also don't want to overdo it. So let's just get a couple of little pockets of merchants' tents. And then I'm going to check the size in a moment of these tents here. Honestly, Miss J, I would love to see some variations of that. I think these tents may be too large. Let's just check it. Like, you know, more regular, rectangular flags. But it's an awesome blush. Scale. I always get the wrong one, but let's... And I think I just did it again. Oops, I did it again. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's get this one. You know, I'm keeping this because it shows the overall dimensions of the city, but I'm just going to move it to the bottom because I keep getting it confused. Could also rename it. Far too simple. Alright, let's check our tent size. See, that tent is about 40 feet long and 20 feet wide. I think that's too much. I need to make them smaller. I'm going to do 2 big ones like that. Maybe a couple of other big ones. But then I'm going to actually start going to half the size. You did other bushes? How come I never saw them? How come that did not register? I probably got so bloody excited about the first one. And I think you did I seem to remember you did a couple and I installed both, but I don't remember seeing the other one. You know, it's okay having one big tent. I don't like the fact that that is so big too. And I don't like that one either. So there we go. There we go, folks. Alyssa Faden changes her mind. Okay, I won't go too crazy here, but I am gonna probably come along to about here-ish. I think I'm gonna make this the main focal area for the tents. And like none there. Just to create a little bit of visual balance interest, I think. Herringbone, more square. I look forward to seeing those. Yeah, I definitely don't have them. I definitely don't have them. So thank you for that. I don't even know what brush I'm actually drawing with right now. But it's working, so I'm just gonna go. So like, we'll have little paths coming through, people walking on the grass. In fact, let's get our squares down. Have I ever drawn tiny people on a map detailed like this before? I don't think I have. And the reason being is they end up being dots. A map like this, the scale of this map definitely would not be conducive to that. I was trying to decide if I'd done them on the Catalan map, and I definitely didn't. Did I ever do them on... I didn't even do them on Light Harbour. And Light Harbour, I went pretty nuts out, you know? So I want to say no. I've not done any little stripy stripes. Why have I not been doing the stripy stripes? I mean, what would a person be at this scale, right? Where what I've just drawn is probably about 30 feet across. A person would be like that. Well, there you go. I've just drawn my first person. But then what differentiates that dot from one of those dots? Is that a person? So no, I typically don't. If the scale gets a little bit larger, I do. Miss J, good to note. Good to note. I typically don't, though. I typically don't rotate them, but that is good to know. In fact, I'm going to do some flag on this one right here. I just typically just flag it, and however the brush falls, it falls. I can imagine when they do a triumph, they shift all of these merchants away. Did I want to make it any more concentrated than that? There is the billion-dollar question. It would be confetti, particularly because we're going to draw a whole bunch of, or colour this. I think it would get utterly lost in the colour. I think we would need to be somewhat zoomed in. Somewhat zoomed in. Except on the Castle Keeper's Guide, the Roman camp, we did draw a legion or two on that. They were just dots, but we did do a legion, remember? One actually on the parade ground and like a section marching out of camp. I guess that's close as we've got. And that was a half pager. That counts, right? I might leave it like that. I feel like this map may even need another marketplace somewhere. Maybe a small marketplace. I think that's a definite yes. Maybe even around here. Not here, because that's a military area. Like that there seems like a good area for it. Maybe a couple of marketplaces. The city's large enough. Get another one in here. Okay, so we got a path. Let's lighten our colour up a little bit. Let's pick one of these sexy bushes. keep forgetting which one I use. I do, and I regret it every time. I think it was that one. Yeah, that looks like the sucker. Oh yeah, we are doing now. There we go. I could actually just fill this area and then mask out what I don't want, but you know, I actually like using this brush. I like it flowing onto the page, and I am purposely kind of leaving it little rough in areas, except around the rostrum, because we're gonna have like, you know, weeds and garden and shit. Am I doing a little path through there? No, I'm not. We're gonna do a grass path going through there. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna regret, by the way, not doing it the whole fill masking route, because we do have a lot of city to do. But whatever. I have not been one to make my life easier. That's not the way we roll. Let's flag that area too. Nice. I really should be doing this once we get into colouring. I really should. But I can't stop myself. Just a little bit of this. Hey, Mr. Bashman is here. Mr. Bashman, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. How is it going? How is it going, King? I think that's good. I think that's good. I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. I gotta do this while I'm here. Shoot, in for a penny, in for a pound. Alright, Faden, stop. Stop it. Stop. Nice. Let's hit save. Mr. Bashman has a bourbon in hand. I would drink to that, but I am currently in the last 48 hours of my fast, so maybe over the weekend. Miss J has been making a new brush folder for each big map recently and putting copies of the brushes I'm using for that. That actually makes a whole lot of sense. I like that idea. Yeah. So you got a master set, maybe you pull out the brushes you want for a particular map. Okay, I like that idea. Miss J is a Bailey's woman, apparently. Alright, let's stop dicking about with that. I want to start colouring this map so bad. Right, back over here, back to this bush. Doing on time. An hour in. We got about half an hour. I actually did a lot more work tonight than I was expecting in a very quick period of time. So I'm going to start filling in a couple of these blank areas, I think. I made this bush too small for this. Unless I do the tents first. Let's do the tents first. Might have to check the size on these. You see, that's about 40 feet long. Those tents are getting too big. Come on, rotate, there we go. Let's make sure I'm drawing smaller than that. I think it's okay for the market entrance or something to be a little bit larger, but let's not get too carried away. I don't know if I want to go supermarket or not. I kinda do. I kinda want to make a big market here. It's gonna be in such an area of stone, so to speak, slate, I guess, looking from above. Having this patch of worn green there will be pretty freaking sweet. Let's do it. Let's make a big market right there. And then we'll have buildings around it. Maybe with a couple of different entrances into this market. I have also come to the conclusion that I think my sweet spot for city size that I enjoy a lot doing is less than 100,000. The reason for that is you can get more detail into the individual buildings, and more detail means more personality. At this scale, you're constantly throttling back on the size of your buildings. Like, you know, normally in this type of area, I would draw little carts and stuff. We're just not going to see them. Like, a cart is going to be like that. It's a dot. So I think I prefer cities around, like, you know, 50k. I am very tempted right now to do a little bit of cut and copying on these bloody tents. A brush that randomly drew tents would be freaking awesome. That's actually possible. You just go ooh. That might be worth putting some time into. That would be a pretty sweet brush. Hey, Forrest! Mister, you say, do I need colour here to break it up? There will be colour. There'll be a lot of colour on this map. Forrest, you should have been here last Wednesday, me trying to remember how to draw a circle. Good times. Good times. So how do I do this again? I'm gonna make that a little road coming through, I think. Hey, Rob. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. It is definitely a gigantic one. One of the largest that I've drawn in a long time. And potentially going to be rivaling Jeff D's catalog. I don't want to count the number of buildings that I've got on here, but I think it's going to be humongous. Forest could have the brush paint a tent and then the brush properties have it randomly rotating beside it. Exactly. Exactly. And I know that that could be done, and that would be pretty sweet. I'm gonna make a brush. I am going to make a brush for that. I am very into the idea of that. Forrest, no, it's okay. It was actually, in a way, it was kind of cool that you weren't around, because I had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a moment, but I got it. Oh, and I used masks. I use masks. It was good. There'll be more of that tomorrow. Circles and Masks Wednesday. This map is going to be humongo. And of course, I think we do have some labels that we've got to throw on here too. But I'm thinking like, you know, this area here. Or potentially like down here. There's our title. And in the other corner, or even here, or whatever, we got our compass rose. And then if we gotta have a key, like if we do a title up here, maybe with the compass rose as well, then you know, in this dead space we can put our key. Client says there aren't too many labels. We shall see. Miss J says, I wish Photoshop let you add different brush tips to the same brush. I'm going to trust 100% that that is the case. I just feel I've used a vegetation brush that has changed the tip. But I could be on crack. I could be on crack. I'm probably smoking the ganja. Forrest, hey, thank you. Yeah, please do. I really look forward to seeing that. And thank you so much for your help too. I really do appreciate it. You've actually, honestly, started to change the way I deal with Photoshop. I don't want to say that I'm a lazy Photoshopper, but I'm kind of a lazy Photoshopper. But I've only ever used the tools that I need. You know what I'm saying? And I've always openly said I don't need deep level Photoshop tools. I'm not a photographer or anything. But I've always known too that there are some tricks that could help me that I've not been doing. Masking has honestly transformed. It's just transformed how I'm approaching deleting. I used to actually on the channel, I used to be the type of there are no there were no masks on this dojo, no sensei. There are no tickbacks on this dojo, no sensei. And I was kind of proud of the fact that I was obliterating my freaking maps permanently with the old eraser tool. But not now. Not now. Now I've seen the power of masks. And I've used masks a couple of times, but never in the way that I used them last Wednesday. I love it. It's hardly a mega marketplace. It's big enough. It's big enough. Miss J, I'm planting whole rows of palm trees at the same time on a map you're doing. And it'd be nice to be able to randomize some of those shapes. Miss J remembers when I swore off masks forever. I'm converted. I'm converted. And you know why I think? And you've had me use masks on some of my other maps. I don't know what it was, but my previous usage of masks have been for an application that I want to say I almost didn't give a shit about, or I didn't understand what I was really doing. I just did it. Then on the cosmology map last Wednesday, using a mask to erase content, just the ease of it for starters, the ease, I think it was the ease of setting up this mask, and then the ease of like weathering these circles, not liking it, just getting rid of it, putting it back, you know, doing a different one. I think because I could see what I was doing and why I was doing it, I was like, yeah. Okay, I see this. I see it. I got it. Oh, I saw the light. But I will say to you and Forrest right now, I forget shit fast. Unless I use it over and over. You know, like when I'm duplicating a layer and I want it to appear in exactly the same position, and Miss J told me a key combination to press, I forgot it. You know, I forget key combinations real fast, and if I don't keep doing it, I'll keep forgetting. But that's one reason why I want to keep trying, you know. Yeah, Miss J, it was actually Forrest that told me to do masks, and I was like, you know what, I'll try it. And I didn't end up putting the mask on the folder, or did I? Yeah, I did actually. I put the mask on the folder, and so all of the circles within the folder are getting, like, you know, the same erasing treatment. I love it. X key to flip between. I never knew that. I just learned something. I didn't know you could press the X key. I've never had to do that. So here's the deal, guys. And girls. My day job is, it's a programming thing, but we have a whole creative department that deals with user experience and things like that. And I have been around these incredible guys and girls that use Photoshop constantly. And I see them just like using keyboards just all of the time, and they're moving so quickly. Key combinations, that's maybe one of my biggest weaknesses. And I know it because I can see experts doing it. Yeah, well, Forrest, that's just it though. I haven't been actually using the eraser tool, unless that's directed at someone else. I've been actually using the mask and using that to erase, so to speak, by masking content. It's been awesome. I'm not going to get too into the weeds on drawing these buildings right now, but I do want to cusp our little marketplace and surrounding buildings. Okay, so here's a question for you Photoshop gurus. When I have the text layer selected, like so, and I now, you know, and maybe I type something into that text layer, and I want to use a keyboard shortcut to exit out of the text tool, maybe go straight back to a pointer, but I can't because if I hit V, obviously it's going to type the letter V. How do I exit the type tool with a keyboard shortcut? Is that even possible? I have struggled with that one for years. Miss J, X swaps between. Actually, what's your area right here, Miss J? X swaps between these colours. Oh, Forrest says escape key. Hold on. So, okay, I'll do a little bit of typing. Hit escape. What am I even doing here? I should do little videos of this Photoshop for utter noobs, and I should turn these into videos. I never knew that. I literally never knew that. I have literally for years wrestled with that. I've done maps with so many labels on them. And each time I'd be like T for text, type my text. Then I would have to like get my mouse and come back up here to like the pointer finger tool. Damn it. Damn it. It worked, Forrest. It worked. The frustrations I've had with that, holy heck. I don't know where you came from, but stick around. You're teaching me so much. And I will say, almost have a spotlight on me, and it's compelling me to actually learn something instead of going, can't be asked, which is my normal MO. Yeah, now the whole not doing it in Photoshop, I get you on that. I really do. I think it's partly the tools I own, the tools I know, and to an extent, tools that my clients can support. And I'm going to guess that they all can support InDesign, of course. So let me ask you a question on this. Let's say you're doing something like the cosmology map, which is equal graphics, i.e. the stars, the planets, the moons, but also equal text. And I'm placing a text label and a planet, let's say, at the same time. How would you do that? Or would you go to InDesign, add all of the labels, then come back into Photoshop and start placing planets and stuff? Can you jump between them? I mean, how would you go about that? Miss J, I think there is a little bit of stream delay at your end. I actually have it not on a super short delay, but a little bit of a delay. But I do notice occasionally some people lag behind. So I think you are. But not to worry, because it's going to be a hell of a lot better than Twitch. Forest, it will, yes, but also no. There's I haven't sort of figured out the 2021 version of this. In the previous 2013 version of the map, I did the same planet over and over and over. Maybe just scaled differently. This time around, though, there's probably gonna be some variation. And like, I'm gonna do an asteroid belt, I'm gonna do, you know, a couple of different planet types, sun, you know, that type of thing. Create little star systems. So I think that there's probably, let's say, gonna be 20 variations versus 1. So kind of somewhere in between what you're saying. I think we're going to finish this little area right here, and that will be a good night's work. And also, Forrest, if I may ask you a question, why... I know Photoshop is not good for text, but why not do text in Photoshop? Is it a resource hog for Photoshop? I have had one project where I brought in so many labels, it barfed my machine, like it just choked my machine. I do know Photoshop is not the ideal tool in that way. Do I have any experience in InDesign? A little bit. By your standards, 0. But I have used InDesign. The last time, though, was maybe 10 years ago. I will be honest. But I used to use it semi-frequently. But I don't currently own it. Haven't had cause to. Yeah. Well, Janice, how is your text editor buggy? What's going on there? I think for me, I understand it's not easy to manipulate, and I think if you were like using InDesign, Illustrator, etc., you're doing maybe fancier things with the text than I am. Typically for me, it's just a label. That's it, and it doesn't get any more complex. You know what I'm saying? Probably as complex as I get is a curved label. Outside of that, typically not much, right? I don't do many titles and really adjusting it and shit like that. But where I was going with that is sometimes I have a lot of labels, and a lot of labels means a lot of layers, and that's where, unless I've got it off as some kind of smart object, Photoshop starts to not like it, but then I've not really done labels in any other program. Yeah, no, actually, so Forrest, funny enough, and I remember now that you work in newspaper or layout, if I'm doing a prop for one of my tabletop games, I notice it more with the text in Photoshop. Because like if I want to lay out a fake newspaper or something like that, forget it. Photoshop does not want to play. So I know exactly what you're saying from that perspective. And yeah, if I did it a lot, I would definitely start looking towards InDesign. But I would probably be doing it for props versus maps. And Miss J. Where is it? There we go. No, I don't want help. Oh yeah, and I've got 22. I've got 2241 over here. What version are you using right now? I'm more leaning towards the second method there, Forrest. The reason being is, let's say I'm going to put 1,000 planets or 1,000 labels, 1,000 games on this cosmology map. I am reading through a list of the game, the title, the publisher, and placing it according to the timeline which goes left and right from the birth of cosmology, so to speak. And if I just placed all of, let's say, the planets, and then I imported that into InDesign, I'm not going to know which planet is for which game. So I'd have to go back through my list and figure that out. The idea of actually bringing objects into InDesign and then doing basically the work there probably makes more sense. And for the nature of the cosmology map that I'm working on, would make a great deal of sense. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Unless you want to see me struggling with InDesign on a Wednesday night. Like, shit, I'm still learning crap in bloody Photoshop. But I do think it's a solid idea. Version 19, Miss J. Do you are you on the monthly? Are you not on the monthly? Do you buy it as you go type of deal? I don't know what I'm doing here. I have this right cat's ass of a bloody area going on. But I'm gonna leave it like that. It will work. There will be no more circles. Although I said that last week and ended up doing more circles. I think we need to find reasons for me to draw more circles. Alright, let's hit save here, and we're probably 5 minutes past where I'd normally be. Let's just draw a couple of other buildings, and then I think we'll be able to call this for the night. And then tomorrow, we'll be on the cosmology map that we're talking about right now, which will be fun. Forrest, I like that suggestion too. I think that's a winner. Let's actually just do a little bit of a cleanup before we stop for the evening here. Let's get my eraser. I know, the dreaded eraser. But I actually am erasing this time my trace layers. So just a little bit of a cleanup right here. Didn't really have much by trace going on over there. And what about here? Can I get rid of any trace? Yeah, let's do it. In fact, let's get rid of you. Just a little bit of tidy up. So we can soak in the glory that is this map. Yeah, let's leave that line right there. I'm gonna get rid of that. It's throwing me off a little bit, okay? And how about that? And let's hit save. So this is where we're netting out with the Age of Antiquity map. I think it's looking pretty good. And it is coming along. It is coming along. We do have quite a bit more ink work to go, but I have given myself a deadline of this month. If I can do it faster, I will. I will be working on some of the more tedious space-filling areas off camera, just to keep this thing moving forwards. But I don't know what you think. I'm liking where this is going. I really do. I think we're more than halfway done. You know, because we've got all of the complex bits kind of dialed in. Now it's just full space. You know, wish I could get a brush and go and just fill in the buildings. So I think this is a good point to end it. I am back tomorrow night, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be working on the Cosmology of RPG's 2021 version tomorrow. So join me then for a completely different experience. It's going to be literally a little bit like walking through the history of RPGs in many ways. I'm going through a list of games, getting the publisher, getting the actual year, getting it down on the map, and moving on to the next one. It's going to be an experience, believe me. So until then, thank you for joining me tonight. Seriously, all of you. I so much love. It warms the cockles of my heart. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you to all my patrons. See you on the flip side. Good night.